Hey guys, this is Rene. Welcome back to another video on this channel, and today I want to talk about a new EA that popped up in the mql5 store, and it is the HAlgo or HAlgo RTM MT5 program. So let's have a look at the market here, and you can see the top charts always on the first page, and you can see most of these EAs are already known to us since we are looking at them for a while now. Also, this Unibot EA popped up again. It was taken off the store for a while, then the price changed a lot from 1k to 5 or 6k and back and forth. And I think the seller of the program realized that the time for the EA is kind of over, and he just wants to squeeze the last money that he can get from it out of this bot. But yeah, as you can see, reviews are dropping like dramatically. Most of the guys realized that it was probably a little bit fishy, and he kind of tweaked and tracked the back tests. So yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, but it looks like the EA cannot really achieve what was promised with the backtest. So let's have a look at new EAs. And a new EA that is now in the top charts here is this HAlgo or HAlgo, I don't know how to pronounce it, EA. And it is a really interesting program because if we have a look at the page here, we can first of all see that it is sold a lot of times, which is good, of course, for the seller. But we will have to look if this program is an actual strategy or maybe if it is also a little bit weird under the hood. But let's have a look at the description first. It says that is a reversion to mean strategy, which is kind of typical for a lot of trading strategies. So you can have different trading strategies pretty much. You can have breakout strategies that work really well in trendy market periods, and you can have these reversion to mean strategies, and they usually work really good in sideways markets. They can also work in trendy periods, but it depends on the entries, of course. So here it says it is a statistical principle, which is of course good, and it should be the case for most of the programs or strategies in general. And it says there are a lot of years of experience going into this. What I like is that it is showing a live signal here, and we will have a look at this in a second. But first of all, let's have a look at the feature list here. He says that this is an AI EA, so it's an artificial intelligence EA, and I hope that it is not the same AI that was used for the Unibot. But yeah, this is what he says. It does not use grid or martingale. This is great. I really love this because we see a lot of grid and martingale programs on the top page of the mql5 market, and it has a stop loss for every trade. So far, like just from the description, I didn't test the program before, but it looks really, really good. And I really think that this could be a good strategy or EA. And yeah, he says that it can use many symbols, but he recommends the default settings pretty much. And it takes 3 to 10 trades per week, which I also like because this is not too much. And from my personal experience, the EAs that trade like 10 trades a day, they usually struggle to be profitable in the long run because you have a lot of costs. And if you just take any signal, yeah, it's really hard to just cover these trading costs. But if it does only 3 to 10 trades per week, this sounds like on the first glance, it sounds realistic to me. And it says you should at least deposit 200 GBP. I think you can also choose 200 USD or Euro or whatever. So he also recommends some symbols, and then there is a list for the inputs. Looks like there are 12 inputs. I think, yeah, I will not read through all of them, and we will just have a look at what we can also see here on the sales page. What we can see is, of course, some backtests. They are looking really nice, and this is what you usually see for as a screenshot for your program. Of course, you do not place a screenshot where your program is not performing. I mean, it will always look somehow like this because, yeah, it's not that hard to generate backtests with kind of any program that look really good. Let's see, have a look at the period here. Okay, these are 900 trades. So I don't know, this should be over several years, which is good. And yeah, that's pretty much all we can see here. So what we have to do next is we will have to open the MetaTrader 5. But before we do this, let's have a look at the live signal here. I mean, we have a MT4 version also, but I think there won't be any differences. So we will just focus on the MT5 version. And what we can see here, like the first thing I realized is this reliability, which is 5 out of 5. And this is really good. It's not that easy to achieve. I'm not 100% sure how this reliability is measured, but I think this means that the program should be kind of reliable and it's not like completely dependent on the broker that you use. And as we can see here, he uses IC Markets SC demo. Okay, so this is not really a live account, what he said, but it's a live run. So it's a real-time run on a demo account. And from my personal experience, the execution on a demo account is not that different from a live account. So I would not say that this signal is completely unrealistic because it's not a live account. I would say this is good that he is showing this in real time. And even though it's a demo, it's really a good sign of honesty that he is showing this. So what else can we see here? We can see the growth is really good. So he made like 15% in total now in 3 months, which is really good if you ask me. I mean, a lot of people want more, but for me, this is really good. And we should especially look at the drawdown also. And the drawdown is not too big. Actually, it's really small. It's just a like 2% drawdown, which is kind of nothing. So a 2% drawdown is not much. So overall, what I've seen so far, this looks good. So let's have a look at the MetaTrader 5 now. So I just opened the MetaTrader 5, and what you can do in the MetaTrader 5 is you can go to the navigator, right-click the market or click into the market, and then you can search for any program that you want to test. And you can, for example, just type in HAlgo here. And if I click on this, I can download the demo, which is always free for mql5 products. And this is great for testing purposes. So even though you cannot run it in a live trading account, after the download, you can run it in the strategy tester. And this is what I will do here. So I opened the strategy tester already. I will now find the program here in this market folder. And there is the HAlgo RTM. I think RTM means reversion to mean. And now, I don't know what symbol I should run it on, but as far as I understood this, it's a multi-currency trader anyway. And let's have a look at the inputs. So there shouldn't be too many inputs. Yeah, this is kind of easy to understand. Okay, let's have a look at this. So we can define the risk per trade. This is really easy to understand. We will risk 1% per trade. Kind of obvious. And then we can say 1 trade per symbol at a time. And this is by default turned to off. So we will just keep it as it is. And then the symbol settings. I think we could choose to trade any symbol that starts with Euro, for example, or with USD, or that ends with Euro or USD. But as we read in the description of the program, he kind of recommends to use the EAs that are defined in the settings. And as we can see here, there is a list of symbols defined that he wants to use. So we will just use them. But it's really interesting to me that he's not trading Euro US dollar or USD Japanese yen, which are like the most traded major pairs. And he's instead trading some minor pairs like Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, or Euro GBP. This is really interesting to me, but yeah, we will see how it works out. And then there are trading times. So I think we could define a trading time from, let's say, 10 in the morning to 10 in the evening, but by default, this is not enabled, and I will just keep it as it is because I feel like the default settings are already meant to be used here. And then we have other settings. There's a maximum spread filter. Okay, 100. It's quite a lot in points. So we will trade in normal trading times, I would say. Maybe not in during like or around midnight when the spread is increasing, but we should trade normally if the spread is like normal. And then we have a maximum of open positions, which is 10. So this is interesting. So we will, of course, open more than one trade in a pair because we have 6 pairs and 5 pairs and 10 allowed trades. So I think we will open more than one trade in every pair, but we will have a look at this. And then we have the magic number and the comment. This doesn't really affect the functionality of the program, but it's always good to see this in the inputs. So, okay, so what we can see from the inputs, there's not too much that we can configure here. So we cannot really optimize anything, which makes testing kind of easy. But also we will need to put a lot of trust in the developer of the strategy, because there's no input for the stop loss, no input for the TP, no input for anything. So we kind of have to trust the system as it is. But yeah, let's see how it works. So maybe I should change this to USD cut or something, so we can see at least one chart with the trades here, and maybe, I don't know what time frame, we can go with the M15 time frame. I don't know what time frame this program is operating on, because we do not really see this, but if we click start, we can just have a look at the chart. And no, this is not good. I think it doesn't really make sense to just test the current year, so we will go with the last year also. Let's test for year 2022. And maybe we can figure out how this strategy works. I think it will be hard for me to figure out how it works, because it says there's some kind of AI, and these programs are usually really hard to understand or to interpret from a third party view here. But I will do my best, and at least we can have a look at things like, is there a stop loss? Is it a martingale or grid system? I mean, he says it's not, but it's better to check this before you buy anything. But yeah, we will have a look at this. So loading the test takes some time, and this is, I think, because we have a lot of symbols that we trade. So when we test this for the first time, I think the MetaTrader 5 has to download the data for the symbols first. So let's wait some seconds here. Okay, so the test is loaded now and it's running already. So let's have a look at this. It's going really fast, which is kind of good. And we see the first trades. Okay, wait. Let me slow this down. So let's go back to the first trades here. We'll try to figure out how this thing works here. So what we can see here is, right now I'm just looking at USD cut. And you can see there's this short trade, which is a win. There's this buy trade, which is a loss. And actually, it sounds weird, but I like to see losses. Because this means that this is probably not a history reader or something. And there's another trade which is also lost. So this is great. So there's another trade. This is a win. And let's have a look at these trades here. So we can see currently we have one open trade in this market or symbol, which is this buy trade here. And as you can see, if I speed this up just a little bit, you can see the TP and the SL both are placed. And I think the distance, is it always the same? It's around 170 points for both of these levels. So let's have a look at this. So the lot size seems to be different for the trades, which means that the profit will also be different. No, I think it's just the difference is just the distance for the TP and the SL. Yes, the distance is different. So this time we have 170 points. I think for the next trade will be a different amount of points. So let's have a look at this. There's another trade, and there was a TP and a SL again. I think the same distance. And yeah, this is around 300 points. So it looks like we always trade a risk-reward ratio of 1:1, and we always risk 1%. So we can either win 1% or lose 1%. It does not seem to use any kind of trailing stop. And we see one indicator window here, which is the ATR indicator. So it looks like we use the ATR indicator here, and we also use the daily chart somehow for some analysis. So yeah, we somehow use the ATR indicator. I think maybe the trading decisions are based on this indicator, or at least this indicator plays a role in the signal in finding signals, but I cannot really find out how it works exactly. But yeah, you can see we have a lot of trades. Some of them are winning, some of them are losing. We also have periods without any trades. So there seems to be some kind of algorithm behind it, of course, and we make wins and losses. And what I also realize is that we somehow only trade this USD Canadian dollar, which is a little bit weird since we said we want to trade multiple pairs. But yeah, maybe we will see some later. Somehow I don't think so. But yeah, you can see there are winning trades, there are losing trades, and yeah, I mean, right now it's not generating a profit, but it's good to see. There's no martingale, there's no grid. This seems to be an honest system. So there's no tricks in the backhand. So this looks kind of fair. And even though I cannot really fully understand how the strategy works, I would say at least that since we have a trading stop for every trade and we risk 1% for every trade, it's not a system like we see it often on mql5. Normally you have these martingale grid systems where you can win a lot, but sometimes you just risk your whole account. And this is not the case here, because I do not think we will risk the whole account at any point, because we only risk 1% per trade or whatever we configure in the settings. So it's not like you might blow your whole account in 1 or 2 days. And this is what I really like about the strategy. I mean, right now it's not making profits, but maybe I would have to do some more tests with other symbols, other markets and stuff to really figure out how it works. I kind of don't really understand why we are only trading one symbol here. Okay. Okay, this was completely my fault. We have to run it on the USD Canadian dollar chart, the 1 hour chart. Maybe this changes everything. So let's go back to the strategy tester and let's change this to the 1 hour chart. USD cut, 1 hour, let's go. Still testing the last year, and let's have a look at this. Will make a difference, and maybe we can see more symbols traded now. But I think the overall the overall strategy will stay kind of the same. So we are trading. We have this risk reward ratio of 1 to 1, so we can win 1% or lose 1%, which is really cool. So yeah, let's have a look at how it looks now. Okay, we are now trading Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. So we are trading more symbols now. Where is it? There it is. So we can see. Oh, okay. Now we do not see this risk reward ratio of 1 to 1. Now we see a different ratio. This seems to be, yeah, now there's a risk reward ratio of 3 to 1. So this is a really big difference already. Now we see even more trades in the other symbols. Let me skip through the charts real quick here. And maybe we can learn something. So there is also a risk reward ratio of 3 to 1. And then we see a trade here. There's also this risk reward. No, there it is, like 2 to 1. Okay, so it seems to depend on the market, I think. US dollar, Canadian dollar, yeah. Okay, now, so the risk reward ratio is not always the same, but I think the risk is always defined. So it's always 1%. We can either lose 1% or win, yeah, whatever the TP shows. So yeah, this is good. Okay, I hope that we will still see losing trades and everything, because I kind of I spoke really good about the strategy before, but if we now only see winning trades, this is again a little bit fishy and weird. So we should always see losing trades when we test strategies, right? Yeah, unfortunately we do not see them. So let me speed this up. I hope that we will see losing trades, because otherwise you can pretty much question everything I said before. Because there is no trading system that always wins. But I think we saw one losing trade here. But yeah, we do not really see a lot of losing trades, which is, I don't like this. especially with this risk reward ratio that we trade here, we should see losing trades. It's just not realistic to win all of the trades. Especially it looks like the exits here, they are kind of perfect, right? A lot of the time the exit for the trade it's looking, I don't want to say too good, but yeah, it is looking really good. So yeah, so actually now this test makes me question the whole thing, because the results are just too good, I would say. The results are really good. And this is not a good sign if you want a reliable system, because from my personal experience, there is no strategy that wins, that has such a high hit rate with an average risk reward ratio of 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. It's just, in my opinion, it's just not realistic. So yeah, I thought this was, I mean, I might be wrong here and this is just a good strategy, but whenever I see something like this, which looks just too perfect, like look at these exits here. It's a perfect exit. So whenever I see something like this, I get really, I would be really careful with a strategy like this. And I mean, I like a lot of things about this. Don't get me wrong. I like that it has ATP and a stop loss. There's no trading stop. So it's kind of like the strategy itself, or the trades are kind of honest. So you can see what happens and stuff. But yeah, what I do not really believe in is that you can win like 90% of the trades with a hit rate, with a risk reward ratio of 3-to-1 or 2-to-1. So if I finish this test, we will see the key figures in the end, and looks a little bit fishy to me, if I'm honest. So I hope that this is not a history reading bullshit EA. I mean, a lot of these artificial intelligence EAs, they are kind of looking at the prices before they even appear. And I mean, you can do this in the strategy tester, but this may not work in the live trading account, of course. And yeah, it looks a little bit too good to be true. So what I would do with this strategy, I mean, I thought it's really good in the beginning, but now I kind of cannot really support this statement anymore, because it just looks too good to be true. So what I would do is I would not buy this right away. I would wait. I mean, this program, it's kind of new here. It's in the store for 1 month. So what I would do is I would not buy it now. I would maybe observe the reviews. And if they stay like they are for, let's say, another month or another 2 months, then you can have a look at this again. But right now, I cannot really... Yeah, I just don't believe this is possible. But maybe I'm just not a good system developer or not a good programmer, and I'm just too bad to find strategies like this. But it looks too good to be true. And we've seen this with programs like the Unibot EA. I mean, a lot of people left a really good review in the first weeks or the first month. And then all of these reviews were modified again. And people are saying that it's a history reader and it's not a good program. So please do not be fooled. I mean, I'm not saying this HAlgo is a scam, but it looks really fishy if you have a look at the backtest here. Because, I mean, this is the dream performance of every trader. And if this would be possible, yeah, you know, we wouldn't be working anymore, right? So, yeah, let's have a look at these key figures. Profit factor is kind of high, and I never really achieved this for any of my systems. Then we see the hit rate, which is 70% for the short trades and nearly 80% for the long trades, which is quite a lot. And don't get me wrong, you can achieve these hit rates. But if we have a look at the average profit, which is way higher than the average loss, that's when it becomes a little bit weird, because these numbers are really good, and I don't know if this is possible to achieve this in a live account. But yeah, I mean, I like a lot of things about this EA. I mean, you have a TP, you have a SL. I explained this before. It's not a martingale, it's not a grid, so you will not lose your total investment overnight. But still, I would be careful because this looks really, really good. And whenever something looks really, really good, it's probably because there's a little bit help from the software side to make this look better than it is. But yeah, cannot really say anything bad because I did not test it in a live trading account. I just want to say be careful with programs like this. And personally, I would wait 1 or 2 months to see how the reviews are, if they can stay consistent as they are right now, or if there will be the first negative reviews after some more weeks. Okay, so that's it. I mean, you can do your own testing. Just feel free to download the free demo. That's why this feature is there in the mql5 store. Please do not buy any program in the mql5 store before you tested the free demo. This function is there for a reason, and you can get a good understanding of the strategy if you test the program in the free demo. So I would suggest you do this, and yeah, that's all I can say about this program. So I'm really curious if some of you guys already use this program. If you do, please leave a comment below this video so we can all talk about this. And if more people think about buying this product, they can either read like good recommendations or bad recommendations. And I think everyone can benefit if we use this YouTube channel as a place where we can share our honest opinion without any negative influences. So yeah, if you watch the whole video, thank you for watching, and I hope that you will drop a comment and maybe give us some better insight on this EA. And yeah, so in the end, there's nothing more to say than have a great weekend, have a great time, good trades. See you next time. Until then, bye bye.